Must keep awake. Good morning, I'm Sharaad Kuttan and welcome to BFM's Morning Headlines. It's a bright, sunny Monday, the 16th of December, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the week because, God, it's just so much out there that makes you want to suck the marrow out of life. Now, Utusan Malaysia, no, it's not going to be a dampener because something curious happened today. A bit of propaganda, which is expected, but propaganda that opens up the possibility of discussions about the meaning of populism. Now, I don't really know what the former Speaker of the Selangor Assembly said because it's reported in different sources, but I checked Bernama, which is a fairly conservative source, against this story, and you can already see the spin happening. Keng Chang Kim said that he thinks the government coming into its second term shouldn't be focused purely on populist measures like the water that we get that's free until a certain amount, but it should go beyond that. It should be empowering people to be economically self-reliant. Now, there it has him saying that this policy should be discontinued. So they're trying to pit the DAP against the state government, though the DAP is a central part of the state government. It doesn't quite work for those of us who read multiple sources, because many people don't. But here you have it, attempted propaganda and the unintended consequence of opening up a discussion of what it means to have populist politics as opposed to responsive politics. Sinar Harian really are making the argument today that the government is not being adequately responsive to the needs of the working class people, even the middle class, who are aching from these continual rises in taxes, in tolls, in reduction of subsidies and the like. So it gives a lot of space to that, and some concern there expressed by FOMCA president, that's the Federation of Malaysian Consumer Associations, that the worst hit are the poor. Now, Berita Harian and Harian Metro both do something I detest, which is something that comes out in the Malaysian papers too often. Berita Harian, often the sober counterpart to Utusan Malaysia, has this story about Bigfoot. Now, if you've been around for some time, you'd heard this story. Bigfoot in Johor was a non-happening story that occupied our front pages for many days some years ago. It's re-emerged. Muncul, so that's the word of the day. Muncul means to emerge. So muncul lagi di Johor. I don't know. I think it's just another waste of paper. But the waste of paper does not end. Now you have this classic tabloid style headline, Lembut tapi keras. I love it. It's great, grabs attention. What is it reference to? Apparently a con artist who is effeminate, who used black magic to con some well-known people, composer and founding member of K-pop Malaysia, as well as others, of $200,000. Now, the question is, why are they so easily conned? I mean, that's the real story, not his apparent use of black magic, whatever that is. Okay, there you have it. Airport sinkhole row is the Malay Mail story. Important questions: who's responsible, and also did the sinkholes appear before or after the upgrade? Now, in the inner part of the Malay Mail, you have a story about the Catholic community, the church, the resignation of the Archbishop, what's behind that, some speculation there, but also this story about a death by blowpipe. Now that's something you don't hear very often. What you hear very often are motherhood statements like this: be prepared. Now, of course we have to be prepared. I mean, every Boy Scout knows this. The question is, so why do we need to hear it again? Are they really doing the reviews of, now, get this, of disaster relief systems that have been put in place over the years to deal with the weather at this time of the year? It's a perennial problem, meaning it happens every year. It can be anticipated. So the question is, when you put in a system, it's always up for review and ought to be up for review every time that crisis moves on or is concluded. Of course, News Straits Times, like many of the newspapers, carry pictures of the final resting place of Nelson Mandela. He's been a story for the last couple of days, actually, almost ad nauseum. We've had this. I mean, he's a great man, but the media really has been squeezing as much out of it as possible. Image there, repeated over and over again. Also, a story there about how Brunei is being used in human trafficking in Malaysia. So Brunei is a new entry point for human trafficking in Malaysia. Story in the Star about dialysis. It looks like it's full of facts and figures and perhaps some competent analysis worth the read, I guess, if you think this is a big issue. The Edge Financial Daily, and no exception to the rule of Mandela and his final farewell. There you have a side story on Thailand's politics, about the military and how it wants to position itself in this current crisis. Needless to say, for those who are watching Thai politics, you know the Thai military is deeply involved in this, and they are not a independent or neutral party in this. Finally, the Malaysian Reserve has a couple of political stories, and the most political is KLIA2, 98% completed and on schedule. Wow, haven't we been told that before? So the question is, will it in fact open when it's supposed to open, or will the delays continue? Your guess is as good as mine. Tell us what you think. I'm Sharaad Kuttan. You've been listening to BFM's Morning Headlines, BFM 89.9.